Based on published reviews, the 2025 horror sequel Black Phone 2 has received a mixed critical reception, with the key phrase, "lumbering toward Elm Street," capturing a central criticism. Critics note its shift from the first film's serial killer plot to a supernatural, dream-based narrative, with varied opinions on how effectively it handles the change. Positive reviews. Worthy and ambitious sequel. Publications like CinemaBlend praised the film as a standout sequel, that is, more stylistically and thematically ambitious than the original, even calling it director Scott Derrickson's most mature film to date. Refreshing supernatural angle. Some critics found the move into paranormal territory to be a refreshing change, noting that it pushes the story forward rather than being a simple retread. IGN noted it boils over with reinvigoration by expanding on the original's concepts. Strong cast and atmosphere. Many reviews highlighted strong performances from returning cast members Mason Thames and Madeleine McGraw, with The Hollywood Reporter calling their turns absolutely terrific. The film's atmosphere, particularly the snowy, wintry setting, also earned praise. Effective visuals. Derrickson's use of grainy, Super 8 film stock for dream sequences was noted by Radio Times as a source of unsettling menace and hearty jump scares. Negative reviews. Unconvincing and unnecessary. In a review with the headline requested in the prompt, The Guardian describes the movie as a needlessly long and hugely unconvincing argument for the birth of a new franchise, feeling the film was overstuffed with unnecessary complications. Loses its edge. Some feel the grabber's transition from a real-world predator to a supernatural ghost diminishes his scare factor. The ghost killer premise, which has drawn comparisons to A Nightmare on Elm Street, lacks the same effectiveness. Lacks nuance. Reviewers at Wherever I Look and Rogers Movie Nation felt the added backstory for the grabber was thin and that the sequel lacked the grounded menace of the first film. The shift in tone toward a more supernatural feel was less arresting. Style over substance. The visual choices, particularly the reliance on grainy 8mm footage for dreams, were thin for some critics, who found it repetitive and less effective over the film's 2-hour runtime. Lumbers toward Elm Street. Explained. The phrase, "lumbers toward Elm Street," refers to the sequel's embrace of a more explicit supernatural premise, specifically the villain tormenting victims in their dreams. In the original film, the grabber was a grounded, albeit creepy, serial killer. In the sequel, Ethan Hawke's grabber returns from the dead to torment the survivors in their dreams and visions. This premise has led to comparisons to Freddy Krueger from the A Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, where the villain also stalks victims in their sleep.